underground dialogue. We gon' tell the truth, we ain't scared like a lot of y'all. Matters who they are, do we bow? No, not at all. Dropping bombs on this wicked world, so it gotta fall. Underground dialogue. We gon' tell the truth, we ain't scared like a lot of y'all. Matters who they are, do we bow? No, not at all. Dropping bombs on this wicked world, so it gotta fall. From the industry to the Oval Office, we expose the darkest motives of them all and disclose what the protocol is. Thinking and moving logical, stopping every maneuver possible, and apologizing for truth is not optional. We gon' help you with what you go through, reshape and mold you, and sweep over them weak lies they told you. If you living with no clue, we gon' deprogram the old you, and you get to keep your soul too.
It's your big brother K-Rino and
what Key Stove.
And we are told that was a little raggedy, but we
run it back.
No, we y'all know it. But y'all tuned into the Underground Dialogue podcast where the name speaks for itself, man. Yeah. And we about to hit y'all with another one, man. Lot going on.
Freaking lot. Hella lot, man.
You know, I think it's just a sign of the times that we living in, man. It's getting to the point where so much stuff is happening. It's hard to keep up with everything that's going on, man, because the minute you lock in on one story, it's another one coming down the feed that you have to address, so you have to at least look at it and acknowledge. So,
and the crazy thing is, damn near none of it is positive.
Yeah, we're always,
you know, it's like all negative after negative after negative, devastation after devastation. People locked in a freaking Titanic submarine.
Man, look, bro,
it's
I did a video on that last night. I talked about it because you know, people might not know. I'm into that. I like the Titanic, that history, you know what I'm saying? But I know that I would never be one of them kind of people who would try to go down and see the wreckage and all. I don't play around with nature like that. That ain't how I get down. So when I saw that those people went down there, for y'all that don't know, they got like, if you got enough money,
I think it was 25 grand.
I thought it was more than
was
that.
It 20?
I thought it was like 250,000. I could be wrong. We'll double check. Okay. But I really believe it's like $250,000. But if you got that kind of money, you can pay to get into this submersible vessel, and it'll take you down
miles.
Yeah, miles. It's like 2.5 miles to the bottom of the Atlantic, and you can see the wreckage of the Titanic. Now they've been doing this for years. It's been a bunch of them trips down, and nothing like this have ever happened. But it's just a matter of time. And so now, you know, they lost communication with the vessel, and it's only so much oxygen in that tank. I think it's like 5 or 6 people in there, and now it's been missing since Sunday. Bro, today Wednesday, bro. You know what I'm saying? Today is Wednesday that we filming this show. Whenever y'all see it, it'll be days beyond that. And but the bottom line is you got Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, went from the time we talking about this in 4 days. You know, if they haven't got them people out, which I ain't heard no news about it.
You know, joining people.
Yeah, man. It's bad, man. It's bad. All because that's when having a lot of money goes wrong. You know, because you get caught up in, I can do whatever I want to do. You know.
See, Elon Musk, he just goes into space because he got enough money to do it.
But see, intentions, man, play a big role in everything. And I don't know if them people had any ill intentions in terms of going down. You know, some people are just fascinated with the history, like I say I would, but some people go beyond just the fascination because they have the access. So, but you could put $1 billion in my bank account tomorrow. I'm not going down there. That's just not how it ain't that serious to me.
I used to always say this before I get on a plane. I was like, please God, don't let nobody have some karma that they need to have. If you're trying to get them their karma back, I'm on this bad boy. Man, because you never know. You be around some people and it might be a message for somebody else and you just a part of it.
That apply to streets. You know what I'm saying? You stand too close to the wrong cat.
You in the wrong car.
Around the wrong, you in the wrong cars. I'm like, but you know, it just like you say, but the key is, you know, you put that prayer in and you say, look, I ain't do it. You know, but I mean, the bottom line is the CEO of the company was on that trip. Another billionaire guy was on that trip. Some guy and his son was on the trip, and maybe another person that might have been, I don't know who it was, but the fact of the matter is that that was a question about how safe the vessel was. There was a question about some of the regulations and the communications situation that they had going on. Because people was asking some good questions. Like, well, man, how come y'all didn't have it tethered or connected to something where you could put it up and get out? And how the communication the way y'all don't have no way of, hey man, y'all good?
Yeah, or GPS or something.
Yeah, something. So so that's kind of messed up, man. And you know, to get caught up in that when you was trying to just go there, I ain't fooling with it, bro. I ain't fooling. I don't play. I'm not trying to pet the sharks. I'm not trying to shake hands with the gorilla. I ain't swimming with none. I ain't doing none of that, bro.
You gotta pet the baby lions.
Yeah, I ain't doing none of that, man. I ain't doing. I'm not playing with it. When you go down that far into the ocean, man, you talking about the water, the pressure.
Yeah,
that's just so amazing. It's just pounds and pounds of pressure that if the slightest leak. Man, your eyeballs gonna bust. Yeah, you out of there, man. You know, it's just too dangerous. And the vessel may not be no longer than this room, like 22 feet long.
Oh, so you playing with it?
Yeah,
the ocean, you like an ant, a flea compared to that ocean.
The Titanic was a flea compared to the ocean. How big the Titanic? The Titanic is a molecule compared to them because it took them 70 years to find that.
Yeah, you know that they got parts of the ocean that's like 200 miles deep,
bro.
150 miles.
Look, man, we don't even know how bad you got creatures that we never seen before.
Yeah,
you know,
because you can't go all the way down.
Yeah, you know, man ain't designed. It's certain places that we not supposed to go. Yeah, they're plain and simple, you know. But there are people among us who feel like, oh, we ain't supposed to go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
But it's only a certain type of person that usually do that.
Well, you know, that's the
very inquisitive,
arrogant person, and the person that want to play God, and the person that like to buck God. It's like, man, you know. But hey, man, you know, condolences to those people, man. If that's the case, if somehow, some miracle, you know, they find them and pull them up, then you know, cool too. But God,
And I also wanted to send a shout out to the homie ESG, man. Yeah. We not only praying for you, we praying with you, big homie, and get your rest well up, cause ESG must be the abominable flow man. He taking everything. Pop, cancel, card, it don't matter. And he getting up and laughing about it.
And I ain't gonna, that's what I was about to say. I ain't gonna lie, he a better man than me, cause just his whole spirit through the whole thing helped, you know, trip me out, bro. Man, y'all would have saw me for 8 years. You know, and his resolve and his resiliency is amazing, you know. You know, also, you know, we definitely would be remiss if we didn't shout out to the OG, our brother Big Pokey,
Big Pokey, man, Big Milton, man.
That was, you talk about another gut punch to the city of Houston. And not just to the city of Houston, but really to the whole rap world and to the whole world who understands the legacy of the Screwed Up Clique and Pokey's individual legacy, you know, and all of the influences man had, all of the lives he touched, all of the rappers that he inspired, and touched, man. Because I mean, this guy was different.
Way different, bro.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one quick story. How Pokey gained my respect, man. One time, right when me and my daughter's mama, we broke up when my daughter was like 3 going on 4, right?
Yeah.
So then she started to come with me up every weekend, and I have her on the weekends. And so I used to go to this church that I used to take her on Sunday, Found the Praise Church. Okay. The same place they had George Floyd funeral.
Okay. Right.
So, you know, when little girls about 3 or 4, that's when you go to church, they got the bow-rets everywhere, the big ribbons, big old flower dress. And so I'm going to church, and this is me every Sunday, right? Yeah. And just going around, you'll notice other fathers with their daughters or their son. Every time I seen one, I give them the good looking, That's how you do it. And it was one of the funniest things I ever seen, man. This Sunday, my daughter was wearing green. I took her to her mama's that Saturday night before so she can do her hair and all that stuff. So she had green berets, green ribbons, big old green flower dress, and I'm walking her through. And I just so happened to turn around.
Yeah.
It's this giant. It's this giant with a little 4-year-old too.
Yeah.
And he ain't picking up, he holding it like a hand.
Right. Like a grocery bag. Yeah.
And my daughter got the green one, his daughter got the purple one.
Yeah.
And he's sitting right behind me. And that day you earned my respect, man, because it was like, yeah, you can be a good rapper. Yeah, you can be a cool friend.
Yeah.
Most importantly, that man was a great dad, bro.
And you know, and that's what made me think a lot because, you know, for those that know, I mean, this was like the night before Father's Day.
I mean, you might as well call it Father's Day, because it was like right around
midnight.
50 something, yeah.
And so for a child, you know, even though, like you said, a long time ago she was a baby, but now, fast forward, you know, this is probably
my daughter 20,
right? So she got to be around that same age, you know, to lose your father like that, because to the child, you ain't Big Pokey to your children, you daddy, you mama, you know. And the things that daddy and mama do, like say, like taking them to church, you know, and all that stuff like that, being at the graduation and all that. That's the thing. Those are the things that the children value in their daddy. They ain't worried about these songs. My daddy sing that. My daddy do this. But so that's one of the tough parts that I thought about. You know what his daughter, or if he even had any more children besides her, you know, what they got to be going through right now. So we gotta send our condolences to them.
Especially shout out to strength. Yeah, shout out to Kiki, man. Yeah. Kiki been holding it down. And the stuff let me say this, Kiki. The stuff you're doing is what we need. Like those videos you showing, those only candid moments. We needed that, man.
The showing the right kind of videos, man, and things like, because it serves as a reminder to the people, like, hey, man, you know, they always talk about celebrate the life. That's what that is. That's what that represents. Like, man, remember who this brother really was. You know, remember the type of personality and type of guy that he really was. And you know, you're gonna be sad, but moments like that make you say, man, you know, let's get a good laugh.
Mine be pretty and straight. You cooked it on the skillet or the oven?
Nah, I ain't doing no goddamn oven. That's that white.
That's how you do it. Man, that's how you do it.
Nah, let's talk the skillet.
Listen, IG, if you want your bacon pretty and straight, looking like the rest.
Hey, man, look here, man.
Put it in the oven. Let this shit.
First of all, I'm tired.
This shit is gonna be bow-legged and not needed and sloop-footed and everything when you cook it like that.
Off the top, let me just let you know this here. Man, a nigga don't eat no Zuma sausages, man.
Straight leg, but nigga don't eat no Zumas.
Man, that's what I said.
Man, you about to, man, IG for the turn on you. Yeah,
hey, listen, man.
Lotion on that dry motherfucker.
I looked in there at your sausage. The chest wasn't even bust open on your sausage. The chest wasn't even bust open.
On the pit, he bust himself, Cornelius. What you talking about?
I ain't even see the chest bust open.
When you doing on the skillet, you bust his chest. But on the pit, he bust himself.
Hey, look at this here. Look at this here. Look at this here. I'm working right now. I'm working.
Let me see what you got. Let me see.
Don't worry about it. Hey, let me ask you something. You know this one thing. One thing you know about my eggs. What's up with my eggs? Ain't they pretty?
And what about my eggs, nigga?
Man, your eggs ain't pretty,
man.
Nigga.
I got the sexiest egg working, nigga. And I done showed y'all kind of different styles of eggs, man.
Look at this here. Yeah. Look at that piece of bacon right there. Look at that piece of bacon right there.
Let me see that.
Crispy.
But look at it. Look how he turned up and he kicking and he sloop all that. I'm gonna give you straight leg bacon, man.
Because most people, you know, when you know people, you know, hey man, somebody gonna always say, man, he or she wouldn't want us to be around here just tripping all that. Hey man, you know good and well, he didn't want us to be still ranking and talking about each other. You know, that type of stuff. So, you know, that's a good reminder for everybody. You're gonna be sad, and you know, you never heal, but you learn how to deal with the situation. So, you know, that brother, he done put his stamp on the game.
Man, I remember when we interviewed him, and if you ever go back and look at this interview, he's the only one where we start off, and he was saying, "Hey man, I ain't never been interviewed like this before ever." Right. Man, y'all boys.
Thank you. Y'all got a real show, man.
Man, we got a real show, man. You know, y'all heard it from the man himself, man.
one of the best interviews. There you go. I just been interviewing him. Proud of y'all, dog. I'm proud of y'all, man.
Happy to be here, man.
And I remember that meant a lot because you know, we wanted to do our due diligence, you know, because if when you got like somebody that we really familiar with, you know, I might not even need to have no notes.
Yeah.
You know, but if it's somebody that I'm familiar with, but I'm not detailed and familiar, I may have to write my questions down, my notes down to make sure I don't forget anything. So I know I had done my due diligence. I know you had did yours. And plus you knew more off the dome than I would know, you know. But it's a good thing when the person you talk to and interview is impressed by the line of questioning that you present to them. Because, you know, as artists, we do interviews all the time. Some of them are good. Some of them you be like,
we got to pull
so how long you, so when did you start rapping? Or
where your name come from?
Yeah, what's your name? A lady asked me what my name was one time in an interview.
They call you K-Rino.
She interviewed and just wanted to know who I was. I'm like, you asked me for an interview. So, you know, it's refreshing when somebody sits down, because it don't take you long to know that a person been thorough in how they prepared to interview you. You know, so, you know, when we was doing the radio show, you know, we made sure that was, so we bring somebody, especially we bring in, you know, a heavy hitter, man. You know, we're like, no, we're gonna make sure that they know this ain't no little lightweight stuff. You know,
especially when you got those trend, like those. Pope is a part of a group. Pope is a part of the original group that kind of gave Texas his culture.
Right, yeah. Oh, without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, he just, and then, you know, so close to June 27th.
Oh, man, that would have been
just a few days away, you know, coming up on that day. You know, those are all the things that surround this man and his legacy, you know, to where I know what it is. And today's what, the 21st, whatever it is. You know, in the 6 days from now, I know that's going to be a bittersweet date.
Oh, it's going to be a whole tribute
for people out of town or for people out of state. Maybe Texas know, but people out of state, people international that might not know. You know, June 27th. That's like a holiday. You know?
That was for him.
Right.
Yeah.
For
him and Youngster.
For Demo's birthday.
Well, I get there, but Demo's birthday is celebrated. Is really spotlighted because them two spotlighted on that tape.
The song. Yeah, man. So I mean, that's just a beautiful thing, man. That you know, his legacy is set and etched and all that, man. You know, I mean, it hurts, but you know, he can easily be brought back to life.
Oh yeah,
because you know he's accumulated so much. See, and I say this all the time because I always think about, you know, Houston lost a lot of legends, man. And I always think about people like Big Mello. I think about our South Park Coalition brother AC Chill, brothers who passed away before the social media thing got like it is now, to where we don't have just a bunch of footage.
Like Fat Pat.
You know, we don't have Pat. We don't have a whole lot of footage of AC Chill and different people like that to where we can instantly bring them back to life like that, you know. But
Pokey got it.
He got the catalog,
4K,
and he got the visuals that go along. And then, like I said, and that's why Kiki is, you know, like say, he putting that stuff in, because when you get down on Instagram Live and they had their little battles, they little back and forth like that.
Straight leg bacon.
That shows you the person.
Yeah.
That shows you the person. The music is, hey, you love the music, but a lot of people want to know the person. That give you a glimpse of who this man, you know, was and is.
Yeah, Pokey was, he gonna keep you guessing. The boy got the baby face, body of a giant, old soul. Him and Kiki sort of reminds me of each other with how they got that old soul. You born like that with old soul when you were 7, when you were 77?
Man, you know,
like Lil Flea and them got old soul.
Yeah, I mean, but it's a lot of times, you know, with us. It's about how you get brought up. It's about what you get exposed to when you are young.
Yeah,
that kind of develops that way. You know, if I'm from the womb, from the cradle, listening to the old songs and all that's being instilled in me. Then by the time you get old and then, oh, he got an old soul. It's like, yeah, he do it because it was instilled in him, you know. Even in the womb, you know, he got some babies that are like, this dude ain't but 8 months old and he already like
reading the paper.
Like Fred Sanford around here. Yeah, exactly. Kicking back reading the paper.
Well, I say the old soul, and I say that because I mean young with wisdom.
Right.
It's just wise.
Yeah.
They don't make silly mistakes. Like, you never heard a story ever. Polio got drunk, slapped somebody.
Yeah.
Pokey fighting in the club. Pokey done smoked this and ran down the street.
Yeah.
You know.
Gentle giant. Yeah, just a gentle giant. And you know, and that's another thing. You know, I love artists who are humble and down to earth. You know, that ain't standoffish with fans and all that. You know, Pokey, he was always that dude. I never seen him, you know, act funny with fans and nobody. You know, and even people, you know, because the bottom line here, your fans ain't just the people who buy music and come to concert. Your fans are other artists too.
Yep,
you know what I'm saying? So when it was situations where other artists and you know, people even like me, you know, it's like, man, I respect it, man, but always open arms and showing love, man. So you don't get that a lot because it represents a person having a perspective and an understanding of who they are in relation to the person that's approaching them. So it's like, man, I know who I am to you.
Bam.
I know who I am to you. So I'm gonna give you the experience that you hope to get. I'm gonna give you the experience that you might be scared you might not get. So you hesitant to approach me, but then when you approach me,
it's all good.
That's all good. And I'm gonna relax you, you know.
And just to piggyback on that, because I was
don't piggyback on it. We don't eat piggyback.
You're right.
Just build on it.
Every time I say that, you say but just to build on that. Perfect example. Are you familiar with Big Tony?
Big Tony.
Big Tony. All right. When you go back on Instagram later on, pull up Big Tony from the North Side.
Yeah.
They called him the North Side Poker.
Yeah. Okay.
Rap sound just like him. Except for he's Latino.
Right.
But exactly like him. Did songs for Pokey all day.
Wow.
And I was going over his Instagram. He put in there touching.
Yeah.
Man, I respect Big Tony, man. Shout out to Big Tony because he was saying exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
He was saying people used to say I was copying this and that, but I was just influenced.
Right.
And then when you came and you met me and you gave me that love, like, man, I'm gonna do these many songs. We can do an album together.
Right.
And from that point on, when he got the news, he was saying, "Damn, man.
Yeah.
But thank you for showing that what you just said to him, man." And from that day forward, now he's pledging everything he does.
Because it can go in either direction. You know, if you meet Pokey and then he treat you bad, it destroys the whole image of what you look at him, and you may go in a different direction. But you know, this dude never ever that I witnessed. He had a full appreciation of his fan base, you know, and where his bread was buttered, and that doesn't always have anything to do with just being a businessman or just I know as an artist that comes with it. That got to do with who you are just as a person. You know, whether I was a known rapper or not, and somebody speaks, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. You know, and that's how it ought to be. That's how it ought to be, man.
I look at his character, and like I know some rappers. If anybody even sound remotely close to him, I forget this cat, and it's beef now, and it's all this other stuff. And so when Tony. Because Pokey could have done that. Because if you listen to him, he sounds just like him.
Right.
And he embraced it.
Yeah.
Did songs with him.
Well, because you know, and I don't know if you just told me the story, but the way I would look at that would be like, well, man, you know, that's a compliment to me. That of all of the rappers that you could have based your style off of, based your thing off of, you chose me. You saw something in me that made you say, man, I want to sound like this guy. So it's a compliment in that regard.
Yeah.
If that's how he chose it, and then and if it if it works out for him, then he got Pokey to thank, and he would. It probably furthered his career. Like, say, man,
that co-sound big.
Yeah. Because you might worry about that. Like, man, what are we gonna feel like if he meets
exactly?
Like, nah, dude, because he, like I say, a humble spirit is gonna thank you. Like, hey, man, you want to sound like me?
Yeah.
Like, nah, of course I want to sound like you, man. We never know who we are to people. We don't know that. People look at you. People look at us in ways that we don't even look at ourselves.
A lot of times,
like I'm just this Negro out of South Park, and somebody else is like, no, man, you are always like, no, man. But so we gotta always be aware of that. How people view us and our place in this thing, man. That's why being aware of that makes you move accordingly too. It makes you act a certain way, because I know I can't go out of line and out of pocket because somebody always got their eyes on you. And the enemy got his eyes on you to see if you're gonna slip. But those who love you got their eyes on you like this. They learning. They rooting for you. So if you just carry yourself in that straight line like that, you're going to satisfy those who ride with you, and you're going to disappoint the enemy, and you kill two birds with one stone.
Real talk. And one thing I think a lot of us that grew up around Poke and grew up to the music, the reason why Poke is so special is because of the fact Poke always gave you something. Like, he'd take over the song. Well, I'm sorry, he wouldn't take over the song, but that verse would take over the song. And he did that shit countless amount of times, man. I came to even DA's CD, Mo's CD, his CD. Poke, you wouldn't expect, Poke, you expect him to come with the right, and he come with that left, and that left is so potent. It'll stay on your brain for forever. The rap game, John Wayne. When I touch the track, rape.
Say,
dog proof for the smell.
Please try again.
He knew he was a monster. He knew he was a monster. And see, that's another side of it too, because we talk about the humility and being humble and all that, but
he wasn't humble on that mic.
But that's what I was about to say. There's a such thing called quiet confidence, to where it's like, I ain't gotta just be running around telling the world off camera and off the mic who I am. But once I step into my element, okay, now it's time to put these headphones on. Now it's time to get on that stage. Now I'm gonna show y'all I'm the baddest dude that you ever saw in your life. I'm gonna show y'all that right now. And that's how it's supposed to be. You gotta have a quiet confidence.
And what make that even deadlier is when he don't even freaking write it. He just go in there and do it.
Oh yeah, man.
Man versus freestyle.
I got an affinity to cats who can come off the dome anyway. I love cats. I respect cats who can come off the dome, because that ain't my strength.
I heard you freestyle before.
My strength. But when I hear, like say, and Pokey was underrated as a freestyler. We know how great he is. He flipped a lot of those guys. And we just screwed up click. And I know a lot of other guys that are just amazing, off the dome rappers. But Pokey is underrated. Kiki is underrated as freestyle off the dome, So it's like that's a different kind of arena to be in that situation. So he left us with a pantry full of food. We good. We good now.
And I think it's one coming.
We would like to have. You see what I'm saying? We'd like to have a whole lot more, and just but more importantly, a whole lot more of his presence. But it's a saying that's all throughout, the Holy Quran. Allah is the best knower. Allah ain't nobody but God. So God is the best knower. He knows best, and he moves when he moves, and when he decides that it's time to put a period on that sentence, then then that's what it is, and we have to accept that. And then that's when we run and grasp and hold on to what he left. You know, it ain't about there wasn't no money he left, ain't about no property he left. It's about those abstract spiritual things that he left. Those words, those memories, those images. That's him. That's who he is. Yeah. You know, the flesh is just a vessel, but what's contained inside that's who he is.
Yes, I was listening to Cliche earlier, shout out to Cliche. Yeah. But she was sort of saying sort of the same things, like for something to happen at that kind of stage, our lives at work. Yeah. And she was saying basically, get the message of what our lives trying to tell you. Yeah. You know, see what's not being said and see what's that message that's right there. Cause that was a public message.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, and it's a test for those who were left behind. You know, it's like the passing of somebody is not for them. Nah, it's over. Their story is over. It's for those who remain. So how we conduct ourselves and how we react and move after that, you know, they got a lot to do with our moving forward. You know, we talk about we're not gonna get deep in that, but we talk about, you know, people sharing the video and all that type of stuff there, man. And that, you know, in my eyes, that's tasteless, and it's a greedy, opportunistic type of mindset to have. But you know, that's a test to me that somebody failed, that many people failed based on their intentions and their motives. But you know, we take that and put that behind, and look, we gonna move forward and remember the greatness of our brother, man. You know, so
I always think one of the reasons why Kiki and them were so close, because they had so freaking alike. Yeah. You know, it's undeniable. When Kiki got the bat, when he first up the bat, he knocked that ball so far out the park. It was ridiculous. But it's only a couple of more that came behind them that did sort of the exact thing, but maybe not as far as Kiki did. But I remember Pat came behind him. Yeah. Pat worked. Right. Would have been maybe side by side with Key, but he never had a chance to promote it. Yeah. And no visuals or anything. Right. Mo came behind him and knocked that sucker close too, but then Poe came behind that hardest pit in that litter. Man. He knocked the shit out of the park, and then he still had sort of a lot of Kiki's freestyles that we remember is Pokey right behind him.
But you know, that goes to that competitive atmosphere that's created when you got a bunch of dope cats in a circle and we in the same clique. You know, we under the same umbrella and we in the same house, whatever. So it's a competitive nature that sparks up when you know that the other guy is great. Yeah, but you know you great too. Yeah. So it's like we talk about that all the time. You know, with the South Park Coalition, that with a lot of the click songs we used to do. It's like we would all in the same room writing. So it's a frantic, tense situation because it's like I don't know what that dude over. It's no telling what that dude over there saying right now. So it ramps up your skill level. It ramps up your competitiveness because now you're in the mode like, dude, I can only account for what's on my paper. But I gotta have a healthy fear of what's on his paper. I'm not gonna be the weakest one on the song.
Your fight, your sword is that paper.
Yeah. So they I'm certain that they had the same kind of, you know, steel sharpness, steel type of relationship. Yeah. You know, and that's how it's supposed to be, because at the end, who benefits from that? The fans. Because it's like they coming back to back, and like the fans are just getting like, you know. So I mean, that's what makes everything better. Yeah. And then once the reaction is gained from the fans, now you gotta do it again. Yeah. Keep on hitting them, and before you know it, that's how them classics are lined up. You got a catalog of classics, man.
Yeah, and one thing about Paul, he got a catalog classic.
Man, this dude, he got songs that just, you know, no matter how long the song been out, You know, these songs are gonna play
Still,
forever.
yeah.
You know, he's I always think about Big Brother, Dr. Abdul Halim Muhammad, one of my mentors, student minister in the Nation of Islam under Mr. Farrakhan. And he always talks about living his life making a bid for immortality.
Yeah.
He always said, "This is my bid for immortality."
I know you said it, yeah.
We be on we on Flowers video, or if you get him to talk on a song, whatever it is, he's like instantly, I'm immortal now because this recording is something that's now gonna be forever. You know, so Pokey have, you know, he made his bid for immortality a long time ago, and he stacked up his credentials to where he's beyond immortal. He's in there. He's set.
And he lived enough. He'll be AI in a little bit. They'll do some AI
Oh my
songs.
God. I hope not. Y'all better not AI.
He'll be AI in a little bit.
Yeah, I've been listening to some of that stuff, man. Some of that stuff sounded crazy, man.
You see that one I sent you?
I listened. Which one you sent me?
It was Many Men. 50
I didn't hear that.
With Tupac and
I didn't
Biggie.
hear no stuff. I ain't listening to me again. I saw one with Michael Jackson. They took young Michael Jackson's so-called voice and put it on one of the songs he made when he was a little older.
Oh, did it?
And it didn't sound, you know. So a lot of times they reaching. It sounding crazy now, but
I think what they trying to do, they try to hit the little cricks in their neck or the little high notes. They do, cause I seen they add that with them. I seen on Michael Jackson one as well.
Yeah, they reached.
Yeah.
You know, it was trash. That one was trash to me, you know. But I know because they have done some that make you be like, wow, like man, that's scary. But you know, some of them they ain't been able to hit. And maybe different people doing them where some people are better at it than other ones. I don't know if it's just one AI system that everybody's funneling through, or if it's certain people that know how to. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. But I know it still sound like a computer.
Yeah.
But it's just you can tell.
You can tell.
But the fluctuations is what I think they get.
Some of it sound too artificial. It artificially, you know, incorporated. But yeah, we gonna transition, man. I want to talk about
R.I.P. Big Pokey, man.
Salute, man.
For sure.
Salute.
Job well done, Big Mo.
Without a doubt, bro. And you know, and the job ain't done because you know you gonna still live through all the great work that you put down, brother. So you know, we thank God for you. I want to talk about this devil, man. You know, this devil, and I ain't talking about no devil with no red suit, no pitchfork, and no horns on his head, no tail, and all that. That's supposed to be under the ground, burning people up and poking them
like a barbecue.
I'm talking about this dude who continues to exploit black people and continues to set up black people and black artists to get arrested and incriminate themselves on his platform. And that's the vulturous, lying ass devil, VLAD, better known as Vlad. This dude here, man, you know, it's amazing to me how when you have no system of checks and balances to stop you from being disrespectful, to stop you from being a devil, and so you continue to openly carry out these devilish acts. And this cat has made millions and millions and millions of dollars off of his platform on the backs of black people. So he is following right in the same line as all of his fellow bloodsuckers who have done the same thing to us. And we can get into the conversation of how disappointing it is to see black artists continue to go on the platform. That's part of the story.
Exactly. After seeing
and knowing, but I like to focus more on the devil himself because he's so sinister, man, and he knows what he's doing.
Maps it out.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing, but he don't care because he's generating revenue from it. So he came at Tyrese recently, and Tyrese, you know, clapped back on him, rightfully so, pretty hard. He came at Kwame Brown, you know, former NBA player, and Kwame took his head off, clapped back on him pretty hard. And I wanted to say the minister for last, and because that's what really took my attention to another level when he lied on Minister Farrakhan. And the lies that he told on Minister Farrakhan were so obvious, so blatant that this man had told a lie. What makes a person think that they can tell a lie that can easily be checked real quick? I can go straight to the video and see that this man didn't say what this devil is saying that he said.
Facts.
And you still, after being exposed or called out on it, you still don't come back out and say, I apologize.
It's white man pride.
Yeah, right. And the arrogance and the privilege. Like I'm better than you. You beneath me.
Yeah.
So I can do whatever it is. I can say whatever I want to say about you because you beneath me. And he has this thing where if he invites you on his show,
let's talk about it,
and you turn it down, that's when he really gets in his feelings about, because he tried to get the minister dude, you were this little to the minister. You so insignificant. You like a grain, a speck of sand on a beach compared to the whole universe in relation to Minister Farrakhan. And even when Kwame Brown turned him down to come on show, because your thought process is, okay, I said something negative about this man, but I can flip it and parlay it into views.
Yeah, exactly.
By if I get you on the show and I just let you get off and go off on me, and that'll get me some views. Everybody is not fixated on getting the exposure, getting that type of exposure from you.
Yeah.
Some people still have dignity and integrity as a man or a woman to say, man, I don't need your platform. I'm not coming on your platform because I don't like you.
Okay.
I don't like how you move. So I'm not going to assist you in exploiting us.
Yeah. And if anybody, I know the minister is wise enough to see your strategy that you use. I'ma say I came here to interview you, right? I'm gonna ask you 2 questions, and I'm gonna ask you 20 questions about other niggas.
Yeah.
To build up some kind of mess. So then for when the other dude come in, now I show him what you said. You might not even know it. And then you just speaking, and this is one of your strategies that you use to keep one interview and turn it into 50. Because you're going to ask the same thing to the next dude come on in. You ever heard k-rino? I heard him. But what you think about k-rino? He said he supports the minister. And here we go.
See, the thing is, the Minister Farrakhan's mind operates on a level that I can't even say he would have Vlad wrapped around his finger. He wouldn't even be in the same universe with Minister Farrakhan. So it's so beneath the minister. A few of the other ministers, student ministers have been on there, like Brother Nuri, Brother Wesley have been on there, and they conducted and handled themselves perfectly because they've been taught by the minister.
Exactly.
But this guy, he thinks that he's smarter than everybody. He thinks that he's got that kind of wisdom to where he can go tit for tat. Nah, it's not gonna work out good for him in the long run. My wish is that us as black people would denounce him and shut him down, because we have to get to a point where we start to have a greater level of protection for our greats, for our leaders, and to what people might view as the least of us. The young brother who don't know no better, that's 19, 20 years old, that is fresh up off the streets and might get to running off at the mouth too much. See, there gotta be a protection for him. There gotta be something in place to where we can say, hey man, if you are gonna go on Vlad's platform, you gotta know what to say and what not to say, and you gotta piss him off, because if he can't get them kind of answers out of you, it frustrates him, because I can't get these views, and more importantly, in my mind, I can't carry out my agenda of getting these niggas locked up
or killed. Cause you remember the other one that went on this platform, they ended up getting killed over here.
Nah, I didn't hear
the young cat.
That
got killed in Red Oaks.
Oh, okay, yeah. You know what I did hear about that? Yeah. The brother that got killed in River Oaks, but he had
went to Vlad.
Yeah.
Started talking about a robbery where he had to shoot some people, and then people came back.
So he has proven to be just a direct link to brothers either getting incarcerated or getting bumped off, and we got to stop enabling that devil, man. We got to stop enabling this dude, man.
Because it's us that's supporting him.
It's us that's making him.
Yeah.
His platform, okay, out of however many.
Say 100 guests, 98 of them is going to be all black.
98.
Yeah.
So that represents 98% of his guests that come on his show are black people that have the interest of other black people. Yeah. So that's the channel they watch. That's the platform that they gravitate to because they want to hear what their favorite artist got to say. Exactly. They want to hear, and now he's even branching out. He getting legends on there now. You know, he getting people like Shaka Khan. And, you know.
But you know who else he be getting? This is how you know he's targeting black people. He started getting old mobsters.
Yeah. Well, I saw that. And in my eyes,
gangsters,
you know,
old gangsters that came out of the penitentiary.
That's trying to. And I haven't seen none of those interviews. I would like to know how he talks to them in terms of trying to lead them, into self-incrimination. But 98% of your whole empire is built on black people, which means that we have the power to shut him down overnight.
Fact.
But for some reason, we won't go that direction because we still have this love for the exposure that his platform. Well, guess what? Yeah. It's a lot of other platforms out there. Yeah. You got $1 million worth of games. Straight. You got Ghetto Boys Reloaded. You got give me some more. You got Cameron and Mace.
You got you got. I like $1 million worth of game.
Yeah.
And you got Drink Champs.
Yeah. You got
the Joe Budden Show. Right. But more important than that, you got underground dialogue.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Well, we come and have those real conversations with you.
And nothing disrespectful. We don't get into your personal business.
Yeah, we ain't about that mess.
We don't play around like that. So at the end of the day, to keep perpetuating and building up the profile of a devil's platform who clearly has shown, who has a resume of showing that they don't have the interest of you, your family, who's gonna lose you to incarceration or to the grave. They don't care about your fan base because they're gonna lose you. They don't care about any of that. We keep feeding that beast, and we keep feeding ourselves to the beast. When even if it ain't about us, whatever the little man is, okay, you have the power to build up somebody else's platform overnight. But when we get caught up in this thing of feeling like, oh man, well, I can go on your show, but I ain't gonna get the views. Okay, well, the bottom line is you're not gonna get the respect either that our platform or some other platform may give you, and you will get the views because of who you are. You'll get the views because of who you are, but a lot more is gonna come along with it that you don't want when you continue to deal with the devil, man.
You'll get the views, but you won't get the what the word I'm trying to the bamboozlement.
Yeah.
You won't be bamboozled. Because like a lot of people be thinking, I go on Vlad, I say my piece because it's all about words. Then you have no ownership. You have no rights or says on what he's gonna title the video. Yeah. And Vlad is clickbait king.
Right.
So you can say God is amazing, this and that and the third. All he might title that thing is saying, this is what k-rino thinks about God.
Right.
When nobody's looking. So, look, just something just totally going against what you're talking about.
Right.
And that bamboozlement, man. You go into Vlad, you get what you get, man. And the crazy thing about Vlad is like, it's time and time and time.
It's a repetitive.
And time again, we see the same end results.
And see, and in business, I can understand in business, I can come in the door knowing that the person I'm about to enter into whatever business relationship with them, I can know that you don't like me, and I can still come into that relationship because it may benefit me too. But what I can't know is that you don't like me and you are trying to set me up for a downfall. You're trying to ruin me. Yeah. See, that's a difference, you know. So, okay, well, you know what? Kobe and Shaq didn't like each other, but they was both trying to win that championship together. Exactly. And when the championship was won, they both jumped into each other's arms and sprayed champagne on each other. They were both happy to reach that same goal together. Now, when the smoke cleared, Shaq went his way, Kobe went his way. Yeah. We ain't gonna hang out no more after that. See you next season. Yeah. But if I know that you trying to ruin me, then I can't have any dealings with you because now you become a detriment to me. You become a detriment to my well-being. You become a detriment to my livelihood, to my revenue.
To everybody that's behind you, that you supporting.
Right. And my people.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So that is that's the mindset of this guy, man, and the arrogance of you to not even feel like you have to apologize. And that is a mindset that a lot of those devils, a lot of those, as the minister called them, termites, had that's the thought process. Like, I ain't gotta apologize to you. Who are you? Yeah. Who are you? The least of them consider themselves to be greater than the best of us. Ooh. And that's the thought, heavy, man. Yeah, that's the thought, man. So, you know, I would love, you know, we just some little guys, man. Yeah. I would love to spearhead a campaign to shut this clown down, man.
Vanish Vlad.
To run him out. Yeah. And see, and I know what some of y'all gonna think. Some of y'all think that we hating or we envious of just not at all, not in the least. Not in the least. Because if you had that same platform and you were giving these guys that kind of look, that kind of shine, if you were giving them that kind of exposure, but you were doing it in the right way, hey man, I don't care if you're black, white, yellow, green, brown, or purple. But the problem is when you're doing it in a way that's counterproductive to the success and to the freedom and to the life of other black men. Yeah, I got an issue.
Or even people you consider you say is your friends. Like even Boosie, he be putting them on there all the time. Yeah. I've seen multiple interviews with Boosie. Well, you know they listening. This might as well say Vlad is their favorite channel. And I've seen multiple videos where he'll ask Boosie some questions that you're not supposed to ask this man, knowing you see him smoking and drinking, even though he's a grown man. But even, say if that was us, and you said something outside you know, it went to where it was. You know how easy it is to put a blur on that or just to cut that little part out? Yeah. So you will save that man that you consider to be your friend and his family from hardship. I've seen him one time where Boosie's on there talking about how he got guns in the house. Then he caught himself, he like, well, security stayed in the house too. You know, but it's like, what are you doing putting this kind of stuff out to people you say is your people?
Because if Boosie go to jail tomorrow behind something that
he's already in jail.
That's related to Vlad though, how much sleep is Vlad gonna lose?
He ain't losing sleep now.
Not an ounce.
So this is giving him more views.
Right. So the thing is that he's gonna keep on feeding that. He's gonna keep on just pitching that bait to you to try to make you say these things. And that's why I speak to us to be smarter than that. Yeah. Because at this point, all these years later, and with the body of work that he's accumulated now, in the long grocery list of artists that are sitting in prison behind an interview. Yeah. These things are now legally able to be incorporated.
It's a testimony
into evidence against you. So just the same way, if you just had this code on the street, if you was in the street, you know it'd be certain situations where, hey man, we talking on the phones, man. Hey man, don't do this, don't do that. Hey man, look. When you start rapping, that don't necessarily pull them people off of you, off of your head. You know, you figure, well, man, I'm cleaning that money up. This money came from rap money. Yeah, but you still got a foot in on that other side. So if you still got a foot in on that other side, you need to either snatch that foot off from that other side and get all the way into this legal money. And then even when you get all the way into this legal money, whatever it is that you are not doing anymore, and whoever it is that you know that still might be doing it, you shut the hell up. Don't say nothing. Don't get this man. You'll frustrate him when he can't get you to talk. You know, and so if I see you trying to lead me into that kind of conversation, and the more I rebel against letting you lead me into that conversation, and I see you starting to get frustrated, I'ma know what you think about me. Right there. Why you keep trying to pull me into that? So we gotta wise up and make sure that we don't fall into those traps, man.
How important is media training?
Media training is real important. I mean, because you got cats that's coming off the street, man. We coming straight off the concrete, bro. 19, 18, 20, 22, sometimes 25. And when you as hood can get, you know, even just beyond media training, some of us not even articulate. You may be intelligent. See, being inarticulate doesn't mean that you're not intelligent. You just may not be able to just relay verbally what you want to say in a way that's people can catch on to it. So yeah, you got to have media training because you got to be taught how to dodge them bait questions. You know, those luring questions like that, because in the long run, that's how they get you. So yeah, it's very important. But the media training don't necessarily have to come from a company or an organization that does that. It can, but man, that's what OGs and all that was for back in the day.
That's a full fact.
That's what. See, you got people who like, you know, and I know a lot of young artists. They might not want to hear this, but you have people like Luke from Two Live Crew. You have people like Ice-T. You have people like Ice Cube. These are people who back in the 80s and 90s, they went through serious situations with censorship, with police. Law enforcement, FBI, they was in some grease.
I remember.
And they had to be real strategic in how they answer court. Public Enemy, you know, Professor Griff. You know, these are individuals who could teach and say, hey man, this is how you answer these questions. This is how you talk to them. Don't be so quick to want to just tell all. And whatever it is that you, certain things that you shouldn't say at all, shouldn't even speak on, and you got the right. If you get caught up in a court case, they'll tell you got the right to plead the fifth.
They tell you, your lawyer tell you better. It's best you not say nothing.
Yeah, when they arrest you, they'll tell you got the right to remain silent. Anything you saying will be held against you in the court of law. So in that regard, you have to carry that same kind of mindset. Like, and even if you get caught up with your homeboys, it's like they pull you in. It's like, well, who did the robbery with you? You got the sense enough to know, I better not tell on these dudes. You know somebody do it anyway.
They split them up on purpose.
So you got to know, you know, what to say, but more importantly than knowing what to say is knowing what not to say. This is how you answer these questions. This is how you talk to them. Don't be so quick to want to just tell all. And whatever it is that you, certain things that you shouldn't say at all, shouldn't even speak on, and you got the right. If you get caught up in a court case, they'll tell you got the right to plead the fifth.
They tell you, your lawyer tell you better. It's best you not say nothing.
Yeah, when they arrest you, they'll tell you got the right to remain silent. Anything you saying will be held against you in the court of law. So in that regard, you have to carry that same kind of mindset. Like, and even if you get caught up with your homeboys, like they pull you in, it's like, well, who did the robbery with you? You got the sense enough to know, I better not tell on these dudes. You know somebody do it anyway.
They split them up on purpose.
So you got to know, you know, what to say, but more importantly than knowing what to say is knowing what not to say. Just knowing what not to say. Because man, look, you want to feel like, hey man, I'm keeping it so real, like man, I ain't, nah man, bro, this cat don't love, man, this cat net worth, man, it's no telling what it is, and every dollar he has should have a black face on it.
But think about this. Think about Vlad's rise, right? Vlad was supposed to be a DJ. I don't know. You know some Vlad DJs on?
I would call him. I would refer to him probably as a failed DJ.
Okay. Now this is how he goes from the DJ to where you at. He gets into it with Rick Ross. Rick Ross ended up putting some hands on him. He sues Rick Ross, get $300K.
Springboards, get some started. Yeah.
Now we go. Now we targeting
Right.
little Rick Rosses.
Right. And see, that's the whole thing about it. You know, it's like I defend myself physically against your verbal attacks. You know, and then it translates into me funding your whole rise. Boy, welcome to America, boy. Welcome to America, man. You know, but now this guy, I'm just hoping, you know, it's discouraging because I want us to do better. See, I equate Vlad to the corner store people, the cats that operate the neighborhood stores in the hood. They just blood suck. They take all our money for generations. They treat us like dogs. Then they never put any money back into the black community. And this have gone on for literally decades. They come from wherever they come from, and then they just exploit, bleed, treat you like nothing, and then finance and fund, create generational wealth off our dollars. So it's the same thing. And the more that they mistreat us, the more they disrespect us, the next day we right back in the store. So Vlad represents that same principle in that the more he shows us who he is, the more he sets brothers up to get locked up or killed, we go right back in the store. We right back in there shopping with him again. You know, and not gaining anything but few views here and there that you could have got anyway. Because if you were on the show, that means you already somebody.
Exactly.
Because his platform is big. So if you're being interviewed by him, then what's to stop you from being on some of the other ones that we named?
Usually when they do, it's the circle they go to.
Right.
You know when they in New York.
Yeah,
because they're gonna hit
they're
gonna hit them same 5
Media
spots.
run.
And it's usually the same thing. So
we have to put value on ourselves. We have to know the value that we have, who we are, and how important that we are, and we have to be able to turn certain things down. You know, it's like this is not for us. This is not for me. And your level of self-respect reaches a point where it's like, I ain't doing that. You know, because he represents another talentless entity that builds his empire off of the real talent.
yeah, exactly.
I do sit down and I guess his talent is tricking people and incriminating themselves. Maybe you think that's your talent, you know.
And
but
he took himself totally out of the interview as well too. Now he's talking from a computer screen or from an iPad, asking you questions.
maybe
while
you
you're talking to the camera.
the lunge out at him, lunge across at him, you know, but any of that. But I mean, I think that we got to wise up because we just living in a time where greater forces are already at play to put us in these holes, to put us in these in the prison industrial complex and to put us in the ground. So there are greater things. He represents a branch on that tree, you know, but he's not even the root. He's not even the root. He's not even the root of media, of that kind of media. He's just an extension of it. And he's an extension of it that has access and a connection to the hip hop community and to the black community, which is the hip hop community at its root. And he's got that reach and that connection to us, and he's exploiting. He's maxing it out.
And the feds is loving him.
Loving it.
Because nowadays, it's hip hop used to be something you can really build yourself on. Now it's like as soon as you get in it, you might as well paint a red cross on your chest.
He would have been, in my opinion, I could be wrong, but he would have been run out of the game back in the 90s. Yeah, because the artists that I named that all went through media controversies at some point, media controversies and government controversy. This was some serious stuff at one point. You know, those type of people were rooted in something else. They would have ran him out the game.
The people you just named, I just started to think about. They almost all of them ran into the record company with a band.
Yeah.
With a band. And put some work down.
So what was a little lightweight little
redheaded
little YouTube guy got a chance, man, who's convenient. He's conveniently Jewish, meaning that
but
I'm only Jewish when I can play the card.
Not smoking, drinking.
But I don't believe in God in other parts of the day.
Because he used to be atheist.
Yeah. So he may still be. You know, the thing is, it's like, but that's my point. But they'll still use. I'll put it out when I need to put it out. Yeah. So I mean, the fact of the matter is, man, you know, we gotta wise up again and understand the power that we have. Man, we can shut this guy down, but I don't know if we want to. I can't speak for the rest of these guys because apparently people are answering his phone calls, you know, and they coming on the thing. And look again, man, look, bro. Any artist that's coming down the pike that wants to reach a certain level of success, man, I'm all for you. I want you to get there, but I don't want you to get there the wrong kind of way. I don't want you to get there in a way that's gonna cost you
10, 15 years.
Yeah, or your life, man, or your whole fortune that you built up. So just like the record labels ain't for you, the CEOs and the record labels ain't not for you, a lot of these cats in media, whether it be mainstream media or whether it be social media, they're not for you. They for themselves, you know.
Yeah, they for the bottom line. They for what you can get them.
Yeah, without you just only a bridge to get them to where they trying to get to, man. And they have a full understanding, just like the labels do, that okay, once I get you to mess yourself up, you out the way, I ain't gotta worry about getting no more views from you because it's another one coming, and he gonna let me do the same. It's a never ending feeding tube.
Little cycle, and it's like I remember Patrice O'Neal said one thing about the industry. He was saying basically the industry is like this big ass, like say when you on, it's like a big old dinosaur, not a dinosaur, but a dragon that's eating people up.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing about it is once you get in line for him to eat you up, because once he starts chewing, you like the hottest you ever been.
Yeah.
And then it's a mile long line of people behind you waiting to get ate up.
Right.
And then spit out again. And get right back in line again. It's like you can see it coming. And one thing about black people, man, our hearts is so crazy big, man. It's like the default setting. We have this heart. We want to trust people. We want, in the back of our mind, we want them to be really on our side and really look out for the best interest of us. But I think you said something I heard the other day in the car. The people that enslave you will not save you.
Yeah, without a doubt. And that's a fact, you know, but we the conditioning process is real though. And the number that they've done on our minds is a legit thing to where no matter, even if we are visually seeing what the effects of this is, like it's like back in the crack days when you would see how crack would just take somebody down that was just on top. It's like, man, look at her, look how she was, and look at her now. Yeah. Look at him, he was selling the crack. And now he strung out walking around here in some dirty clothes, stealing people's TV. So, but it's still gonna be that one dude that's gonna try it anyway. Let me try to hit it. You know, so the conditioning is real. We got to be able to look and say, man, I don't want that to be me.
Yeah.
I don't want that to be me. And if you deal with this guy, you know, or anybody, because it could be, the problem is, similar to record labels, a lot of, when you saw how these major labels would operate and exploit black artists and just strip them down to nothing, then when the independent labels came out, a lot of the independent
follow suit,
and they act just like the slave master. So it's the same thing. We can't do that in media as well. See, a lot of people try to, well, I can build my name up if I get on this messy media type of road. Okay. Well, nah, man, look, you know, being real ain't popular, bro. You know what I'm saying? It ain't,
common sense ain't common.
Yeah, common sense ain't common, and it's boring to see somebody to come sit down and actually give. But if you have the kind of understanding, you got the kind of mentality that knows what's the best type of food, mental food, that's gonna feed people, and if you as the consumer, the eater, know, hey man, I need to consume some healthy food, then that's what you want to see. But again, when I talk about the conditioning process, we gravitate more towards the mess.
Yeah.
We want to see the beef. Yeah. We want to see what he gonna say. We want to hear about the dude in the street that how many keys he had and all that. Yeah. For some reason, that's our mind leans more to that left side. It inclines more to that interest than it does. So we gotta reverse that. It's like a steering wheel with no power steering. It's hard. We gotta turn that wheel back the way it needs to be turned.
It's like the same Willie Lynch in effect. And even like when you was talking about the crack stuff for a second, I just had a thought. It's like sort of the same strategy that they use, even if they use it now, where like the crack made the kids the adults, and now the adults parents. Right. The internet right now is making the males want to be women, and the women want to be men, and it's just
and making that okay.
Yeah, the babies.
There ain't nothing wrong with that.
The babies want to be Panthers or something. You know, it's just like it's just like that lost thing. It's sort of like a strategy that they use, and I'm starting to notice that that Willie Lynch, they put the tall against the short, the dark against the bright, you know, girls against the boys against the mom. And in actuality, our default is community. One thing about black people, I don't know, but when I grew up, it's that community will help instill everything into me. It's my homeboys, it's my friends, it's my friends' uncles, my friends' fathers, my friends' mother that was able to instill in me stuff that my own parents couldn't.
Yeah. They say it take a village. Yeah. You know, because that is the key. It's like a lot of things that you got your game from multiple people. I don't think it's no such thing as self-made. Yeah, parents do a great job. Those who work to do that job, they do a great job. But the reality is, there's a lot of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that you're going to get from other sources, you know, besides your parents. You know, you're going to learn stuff from your peers. Yeah. And just your partners that you're hanging out with. It's going to be stuff that you pick up from them. Just, good things, you know. It's like mannerism, you know. I like the way he ain't let that bully just punk him like that. I was scared of him, you know, but now I know how to, you know, whatever the case is. So
get out first.
Yeah, that's the thing, whatever. So that's what we got to be more locked into, like you said, the more of community, because at the root of all this thing is a plot to destroy us anyway, you know, to wipe us out. So the scary part is that it's more than one way. They say more than one way to skin a cat. Yeah, there's more than one way to skin a black. They do it through multiple means, you know. Even by just using music itself as a tool, using social media as a tool. We know about using food and water and chemicals and other things that they use, so-called medicine. These are the war is on so many fronts. You know, using drugs and poverty and all those different things as tools to so you fighting against so many different elements just to survive, just to have a happy life. You know. So the blessing of a young rapper that gets a break at 18, 19 years old, and he fresh off the street, when you talk about media training, it needs to be just training, period. Because these are young, they're not even mature men yet. They have to know, hey man, you coming from one lifestyle, raw and uncut, boom, into this lifestyle where you think that is raw and as rough as the street side of it is. When you get into this industry and you start dealing with them satanic devils the streets ain't got nothing on them.
Nah.
We don't see it like that because it's not necessarily an environment where you watching your back to not get jacked or shot every day.
They ain't robbing you with no gun.
But it's they're not robbing you with no gun.
They robbing you with a pen and a handshake.
Yeah, and they rob
pat on the back.
and an agenda. You know, so you jump from the skillet to the frying pan when you're dealing with that. So if you are trained in knowing how to deal with, that's why the minister is who he is. That's why the minister, because he can take, it don't matter what level of nigga that you own. You know, what level, where's your nigga? My nigga on 4. Well, that nigga, his nigga's on 8. It's like, it don't matter what level your nigga volume is, your nigga needle. It's like, somebody nigga needle spiking way hard, like,
oh man.
the minister
good.
and his ministers, you know, they can bring that thing down, man. And remove it all together.
Yeah.
You know, and educate you in turn. You know, we talk about Malcolm, man. Malcolm is that example of a brother who was
And his nigga them on
the
8.
worst man on 10.
Yeah.
The worst of the worst, and then was transformed into what we know him as and what we love him as today, just through hearing the teachings of the Honorable Muhammad and applying those teachings. Is like, man, you know, so now if you do that, if you adjust yourself on that level, now guess what? Now you double equipped. Because even when you come into that knowledge and get that aspect and you start to become that, you still got the street side.
Yep.
You still know that. You know, so now you have a relatability to that side that you can relay the information based on what you learn on this side in order to bring other people to this side with you.
There you go.
So, I mean, come on, man. We got to get together, man. Let's shut this devil down, man. Let's shut this dude down and run him out of existence because he means us no good. He cares nothing about our legends. He cares nothing about our top-notch leaders. He cares nothing about the fans. All he cares about is money.
Yep.
He don't care about your freedom. None of that.
Nope.
So,
and I remember I stopped watching Vlad right after that minister situation.
yeah.
But I should have stopped watching him way before because I seen so much stuff. But I'm gonna tell you like this. I stopped watching them right after that, which was about what, 2-3 years ago.
Probably a couple of years.
About 2 years?
Yeah, at least maybe within it wasn't 3, but maybe within a year or 2.
Year or two.
I can't remember. I feel like it was last year.
I'm gonna say it like this: I ain't missed nothing.
Yeah, no.
It's
same script.
Yeah, it's the same script,
Yeah.
and you just see it on repeat. You ain't missed nothing. There's nothing that they talked about that you ain't heard.
Yeah.
Because the thing about the internet, as soon as they say it one time, it's repeated 18,000 times.
Right. Yeah, no, you know, they can have it, man. And we got to wise up. That's all I'll say. We won't stay on this all night long, man. I think the time has been well spent.
Before we go though,
Go ahead.
you got a big pokey story?
You know what? I told a story about Pokey on my other channel, and I talked about the first time I ever saw him. And the first time I ever saw Pokey, he had an in-store. I want to say it was at Sound Waves.
Okay.
Probably the one on South Main. And I think I performed that day. I performed that day. This one Pokey was there. He was getting there, you know, but I would say he was getting there. He was already popping.
He was like a nip. You wouldn't know it. You heard it.
Yeah, right.
Once you heard it.
Right.
Oh.
Right. But he was popping. 'Cause just like Nip was like, Nip never got no radio play, but everywhere you went, boy, they had that gangster Nip playing, man. God, I mean, from every,
You couldn't let that play on the radio play.
But see, the streets turned into Nip's radio.
Yeah,
you know,
because he was saying some crazy shit back then.
And they was jamming it.
Yeah.
So it's like at that point, it's like, okay, this dude, the radio will be great, but he don't need the radio, man. But many times I heard people just in Nip, just when the first 2 albums, man, everybody.
First couple of Ghetto Boys albums.
Yeah.
First Rap a Lot, basically. Because they all kind of adapted his style of, the horrorcore.
Nip wrote the Chucky song for Bushwick Bill.
Which was hard.
And at that time, that was one of the most popular songs out popping in the street. You had a radio version of that, but the street version. And I can remember one day, I was walking to the corner store.
Yeah.
It went at the height of that song, and it was about 3 dudes just sitting in their driveway, sitting on their car, playing that Chucky. And singing it word for word, just laughing and just playing. And I just kept on walking by, but I'm laughing to myself like, shh, that's my partner that wrote that song. You know what I'm saying? But for us with Pokey, man, he was at the store, at the in-store, and stage set up and we performing. So when he got up there and performed, you know, everybody coming up with his big Pokey, he doing his thing. And after every song, when the song go off, he tell the crowd, I love y'all.
Yeah.
I love y'all. Every song, you know, I didn't know nothing about him. I knew the songs because I knew he was coming up, but that struck me because I was like, man, this dude, he gets it in terms of the connection to the fan base.
I don't know, you used to preach that.
Yeah. You know, I'm big on that, man. I don't like the opposite of that, but every song, I love y'all.
Yeah,
I love it. Because that made me know then, okay, this dude know where his bread is buttered.
Yeah.
He knows who makes him. He understands that these people that's standing here watching him could be anywhere else today.
Yeah, but
they coming to see me. So he had to make sure that he gave them that energy to let them know, man, I appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
And I never forgot that, man. That probably was 20 years ago, you know, but that stood out to me like, you know, he's a different, you know, kind of dude.
Yeah, man. R.I.P. the Big Pokey.
Yeah, man, no doubt, man. You know, Houston took a gut punch. You know, we've taken many of them, but one thing about it, you know, we always, you know, we'll fold up, but we gonna stand back up, and you know, and the ref ain't gonna stop the fight. We gonna keep on fighting, man, and you know, pray for his family and everybody. You know, I think about you know, like you mentioned, ESG, who lost his leg.
Got hit twice.
Brother of mine that I grew up with, one of my OGs named Pat Webb, you know, he passed away a couple of weeks ago as well. So definitely want to shout out to my OG. I got a crazy story about him. Y'all don't even know him. But I'll say that for another time. But shout out to my brother Patrick Webb, man, and my brother Snoop, my brother Greg. You know, these people that y'all don't know, but guys I grew up with and went to school with, you know.
Well, you at that age where everybody, all your friends are gonna start coming. That's when you gonna see them.
You know, just life, man. Just a cycle of life. You know, it's like, but you know, the unfortunate side of that is that, you know, we can look at it from that angle as we get older, and you start to see, well, wow, oh man, he was 55. Oh, he was 60. So even though that's not old in the eyes of God. You know, when God creates the human vessel to last 1,000 years, we just not maxing out like that. So we think 75 is old.
Well, everything killing you.
But because of the way the world is set up,
water,
everything.
Yeah.
So but also, it's not even just that, because we seeing more young people dying than older people dying, because it's a difference between dying and getting killed. You know, and just, you know, taking yourself out the game by your lifestyle and things of that nature. So this is a problem that reflects all as a whole. You know, the way we got to, man, just focus on life and life more abundantly.
Facts,
you know, and maxing out and getting the most out of this thing, man. Plain and simple.
And one thing too, I always know that right now everybody's on their grind. But it's important to stop a little bit.
Yeah, man.
Spend some time
Come on, man.
with the people that you know is your people.
Come on, man.
Because that is what really life is about. We can all grind, we can all get this money, but please stop. Because at the end of the day, when it's time for you to go, it's those memories that people take with you.
And it's also the last interactions or non-interactions that you have with somebody. It's like when you say stop, the reason why that's so important is because we can all think of times where somebody was trying to hit you up, and you say, "I'll catch him later."
Yeah.
That's I'll catch that, and then you never got a chance to catch him.
Yeah.
So sometimes you got to. Yeah, I might be busy, But if somebody I ain't talked to in a while, or somebody, hey man, he reaching out, let me holler at my people. Let me take it for about 5 minutes, you know, so you can have that. Like I don't want to be that person that they was trying to catch up with me. And cause I've been there. Man, one of my homies, you know, we wasn't close, but he used to promote shows. He used to book me all the time, and he never called me like this before. He called me and left a voicemail. He called me earlier. I was asleep, and he left a voicemail. And he was down, like, man, give me a call, man. I really need to talk to you. Give me a call, blah blah blah. I listened to the message, and I'll catch him later. I went back to sleep. Committed suicide the same weekend. So at that time when that call came, he was really on one. Like he was on one.
Yeah.
So when I got the word, he might have called me Friday. By Monday, it was a done deal. So that's my thought. Like, God, dog, I should have.
Yeah,
But you don't know.
Yeah,
you don't have nowhere to know because that's the fast pace of life and how we take people for granted and feel like, oh, I'll catch him later. You might.
Yeah.
But you might not.
Yeah.
You know.
And we seeing stuff like this where people don't make it home, man.
Yeah.
So if you can do.
Yeah, no question about it, man. No question about it. Do the best you can. You know, life gets in the way, and you know, you can't accommodate everybody. You know, no matter how much you try. But just make sure your heart is in the right place, and do the best you can when you can. And that's how it goes down, man. That's how it goes down, man. You know, so we'll end it on a good note, man. A lot of things going on in the city. A lot of projects coming out. Southpaw Coalition project getting ready to drop this summer.
When it's supposed to drop?
We looking
It's
at
summertime already.
Yeah, you ain't lying. Well, we touching 3 digits in June, man. How many places else in the nation, man, that gets touching 3 digits already? Maybe in New Mexico or Arizona somewhere.
Yeah, but these 3 digits feeling like 6 digits.
Man, you ain't lying.
That heat index is something else.
Yeah, the heat index is the truth. You know, whatever that means is hot.
Yeah.
People always say the heat index. I'm like, whatever it means, it's
times
hot.
2.
Yeah. So yeah, we probably looking at the end of this summer.
Okay.
And project I did in Canada, you know, we probably looking at the end of the summer. And
Did the project out there?
right
In a week?
You ain't know. In a night. Bro, I did a whole album in Canada in one night, man. You know what I'm saying?
You wrote it that night?
No, I had wrote it leading up to it. But I was only out there for 4 days. And my homie, shout out to my homie Tragic, man, who brought me out to Canada. And he was like, man, he did the beats. He said, man, I want to just put a project together on my beats. He went to the studio in one night and dropped 10 songs. So that's what I do. That's how I roll.
That's how you can do them 7 like that.
Yeah, without a doubt.
7 days, 7 albums.
That's easy, man. That's easy. But you know, we got that's coming out. So we're looking at 3, and I'm working on another solo as we speak. So a lot of music coming out. I know Klondike Cat got some stuff getting ready to drop. I know Dopey Point Blank working on the album. I don't know, but anyway, it's a lot of Southpaw Coalition music getting ready to hit the streets.
That's what we talking
this
about.
summer, man. Straight up. Man.
Y'all got new SPC? Baby SPC?
Well, we got the SPC 2G, second generation. You know, they've been around for a while. They've been rocking with us probably about 10 years now. And all those young cats are just, well, I ain't gonna say young cats. You know, like if you 38, you young to me. You know, but some of those brothers are 38, 40 years old. But you know, so they veterans. But they highly skilled, professional, hungry, dedicated, hard-working dudes who self-sufficient. They do their own thing and they represent Southpaw Coalition, you know, with love and respect. So
that brand is a hard brand.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah, we take pride in it, man. We take it seriously, bro. You know, we talk about 40 years almost, Southpaw Coalition, 36 years of Southpaw Coalition. So going from just some Negroes out in the street trying to battle rap to a worldwide organization with affiliates all over the planet. So, I mean, and people looking for us like, man, what y'all gonna do when it's coming out? You know, we ain't just doing this for fun. You know, it's people who live by what we do and have been, you know, through God's blessing, you know, have been just saved by what we do. And I don't mean saving like saving your soul, but just it gave your life a different kind of purpose.
Yeah.
You know, so we understand where we at.
Yeah, and just by visuals alone, if you know these cats, even before I knew you, I knew about the camaraderie.
Yeah.
Me and my homeboys got that same kind of camaraderie by looking at that, by just CD after CD.
Yeah.
He's gonna be all 7 of them is gonna be on this cat, and then now it's 14 of them. They all gonna go this one. Now it's 30 of them. They all going that one, and they move. They move like a unit.
Yeah.
Everybody respects the fans, and at the end of the day, it's heat on that CD.
Right, and that's
fucking heat on that CD.
Yeah, we don't play around with it, man. We do it for us, but we do it for y'all.
Yeah.
You know, we love it because that's what we do, but it don't matter how much we love it, if it ain't heat, y'all ain't gonna love it. So we always, I know personally, I write with the fans in mind. I'm thinking every line, I'm like, okay, how they gonna react when I say this? What they gonna, oh, they gonna love when I say this, or this might be something more heartfelt that I know this gonna touch them, this gonna hit them.
Yeah.
You know, because that's what you got to do. This gonna teach them.
Yeah.
You know, whatever it is. So yeah, you know, salute to the fans, man.
Do you do that Puffy stuff? And we can get out of here because I can keep talking. But Puffy was saying the other day I was watching. He's saying anytime he can expect what you about to say, you need to change that verse.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can agree with that to an extent because it's sometimes you just know where it's going.
Yeah.
But if you know where it's going, that don't automatically make it whack.
Yeah.
Okay, I just knew that was going. I just predicted that's how.
You said going down, H-time's coming around.
You know? I mean, yeah, but what if the guys say that in such a smooth way that it's dope, even though we heard it a million times from different variations, you know? But it's what you say, but a lot of times it's how you say it as well. So if I can hear something and I can kind of predict where this guy's going, it just depends on how dope he laid out. Now sometimes you're like, all right, okay, I seen that coming, you know? But not every time.
Okay.
That's not. So I don't agree with that every time. You need to redo it. It's like, nah, man, you know, because I cannot know what you getting ready to say and it be whack. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't see that coming and it's still trash. You know, so. It's about how you lay it down. It's about how you lay it down.
That's a fact, man.
Once again, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Y'all make sure y'all tell everybody to subscribe to the channel, share these videos, man, because y'all be missing out on this game, man. We giving y'all some world-class, first-class information, man. Yeah. It's your big brother K-Rino.
And your boy Keith Stowe.
Underground Dialogue Podcast, man. And we'll catch y'all on the next train. Peace.
I know this is what we need to be recording is how you said you was gonna say something. Nah, that ain't have nothing to do with you, but you gonna say something that's first before they get it.
Yeah, see, I got a little bit of them. I got a little bit of them.
It was the dollhouse. It was the dollhouse. That motherfucker was. It was the dollhouse. Man, it was man.
It didn't say it was a dog. You know, you had to knock it down a little bit.
Southside, we hold 93, 94, nigga. And still hold 93, 94, nigga. Goddamn right, nigga. Ain't nigga. Still going. 93, 94, nigga. Goddamn right, nigga. Yeah. Take that, motherfucker.
Don't play, won't play, never did. Pop the lid on the plate, turn it upside down and I'ma sip it. Give it a coke down and I'ma whip it. Ship it, distribute it just like tape. When I touch the track, the drink is rape. The gorilla, untamed, niggas know my name. Sensei.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Bumpy, the Triple OG, co-founder of Trill Burgers. In honor of the passing of our friend, Houston icon Big Pokey, we here at Trill Burgers have partnered with Exotic Pop to present the Big Pokey meal. So for one day on June 27th here at Trill Burgers, You come in and order the triple OG meal, whether it's beef or vegan, and pair it with the Big Pokey Peach Soda. We, along with Exotic Pop, will be donating all profits to the family. So if you come in on June 27th and order the Big Pokey meal, we, along with Exotic Pop, will make sure that the family gets all of the profit from this meal. Also, for one day only, we swore we would never do this, but for one day only, in honor of Big Pokey, if you get the Big Pokey meal, you can get bacon on your burger. We tried to figure out if it's going to be straight leg bacon or not, but we wanted to honor the big homie the best way we could, along with this meal, by presenting bacon, something that we know he loved to cook. I know him and Kiki had some beef about it. I don't want no problems, Kiki. We just trying to honor everybody here in the city. So June 27th, which is a Houston holiday in itself, come to Trill Burger, get the Big Pokey meal, along with the Big Pokey soda, and make sure the family gets some money, man. A-Sound, SUC for life.
Look, man, we out here fucking Cornelius. Motherfucker turned 46 years old. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna call the nigga school. And it's going down, man. We at the party, it's turned up. Bunch of players out here. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of Houston Texas shit going on right now. Square business, man. Yeah.
8 million streams on that, what you got about, how many streams on that,
18. 18. We trying to touch 20. And we working on the next one, trying to get ready to drop him. So just stay on the alert. You dig what I'm saying? Crock Bull, MSMG, screwed up click till it's over with.
What's up, man? It's your big brother k-rino, and check this out, man. The Underground Dialogue podcast is offering advertising opportunities, man. You can promote your business, you can promote your video, your song, whatever it is that you have, man. Reach out to us if you're interested in promoting on the Underground Dialogue podcast. All you gotta do is email us at undergrounddialoguepodcast@gmail.com. Get it. And man, look, we got some merch that's gonna blow y'all mind. It's gonna blow y'all. When y'all see the merch, y'all gonna be wanting to just dive through the screen.
We got some coming for you, man. We building, man. We building. So watch that as we grow.
Already.
I wonder if they ready. They ain't ready to have this conversation. Or these kind of conversations. But guess what? We gonna have them anyway. Underground dialogue. We gon' tell the truth. We ain't scared like a lot of y'all. Matters who they are. Do we bow? No, not at all. Dropping bombs on this wicked world, so it gotta fall. Underground dialogue. We gon' tell the truth. We ain't scared like a lot of y'all. Matters who they are. Do we bow? No, not at all. Dropping bombs on this wicked world, so it gotta fall. From the industry to the Oval Office, we expose the darkest motives of them all and disclose what the protocol is. Thinking and moving logical, stopping every maneuver possible, and apologizing for truth is not optional. We gon' help you with what you go through, reshape and mold you, and sweep over them weak lies they told you. If you living with no clue, we gon' deprogram the old you, and you get to keep your soul too.